So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the group stages of the Jeto Cup. And we have two teams here, Friends and Palos versus the Red Muscular Beast. And this is your caster for tonight, Charles Stan. And thank you for watching. If you want more info on the Jeto Cup, you can visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/Jeto Cup, or their Tumblr page, friendlytumblr.dota.com. And now we have these two teams, Red Mask Derbies and Friends and Palos. Right now, both of their standings are 1 win and 3 losses, so they really need this victory. And now Red Mask Derbies has the first ban, and they go for the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet's a very potent carry. Usually we see him on the off lane, and he can has global abilities and has the ability to split push. And now it's Friends and Paolo's turn to ban. They ban the Naga Siren, a very potent support. Her ultimate Sleep can either act as an initiation or counter initiation skill. And in the early game, her Riptide and Net can easily secure kills against the opposing team. And it also makes an offensive tri-lane viable. So now Red Masker Beast goes for another carry ban. This time it's the Life Stealer. And the Life Stealer is actually quite flexible. You can see him going on the off lane thanks to his rage skill, which makes him magic immune, so it's hard for him to get killed by the supports. You can also see him on the safe lane, or even more rarely we can even also spot him on the mid lane. So now Friends and Palos goes for bans the Rubik, another support. So interesting choices here. I mean, Red Mask Kirby so far have banned carries, while Friends and Palos have banned support. So now Red Mask Killer Beast actually picks the Alchemist, and he's a very potent carry, especially with the Grievous Greed, which lets him earn a lot of money ahead of the opposing team's carries. But I think it was another caster who said it yesterday that when you first pick Alchemist, you need to build a team around him, and it already betrays your strategy to the opposing team, so you want to punish this Alchemist pick. And now Friends and Palos goes for the Darkseer and Jakiro. Darkseer, of course, big team fight hero, especially with this vacuum wall combo. Although you need him to gain some levels early on. While this Jakiro, on the other hand, is always a very potent support. His Ice Path has long range initiation or counter initiation. The only problem is that it's not instantaneous. So Red Muscular Beast picks their mid hero, the Outworld Devourer. He's very strong and dominant, especially against intelligence-based heroes. And actually, Red Muscular Beast bans the Razor accordingly. Razor's one of the few mid heroes that does well against Outworld Devourer. Other heroes that might do well actually would be something like the Lone Druid. And we've seen the Lone Druid dominate the Outworld Devourer in the past, especially in this tournament. Or you could even go something like the Slark. Or even go for something more stable like the Dragon Knight. He won't win the lane against the Outworld Devourer, but he'll just be just as potent and hard to kill once that's over. So now it's Friends and Palos' turn to ban, and they ban the Weaver. So now we're seeing some carry bans on their part, and Weaver's a very elusive, and between Shikuchi and Backtrack, he's hard to pin down, especially if you don't have some reliable disables. And right now with Jakiro and Darkseer, you don't really have reliable disables on their part. So now Red Muscular Beast, I'm not sure if they want to ban another mid hero. Yeah, maybe the Lone Druid. Right now, actually, their strategy has been to ban the cores of the opposing team. While Friends and Palos has been playing some more stable bans, in the sense that they've been banning support. So now Red Muscular Beast bans the Puck. Puck is actually good in team fights, especially with his Dream Coil. Although I don't think it's a ban here is warranted. I mean, Red Muscular Beast did pick Outworld Devourer, so if he goes toe to toe with the puck, he can dominate the lane. Of course, another alternative with the puck is to go off lane, and that's always a possibility here. And now it's Friends and Paolo's turn to ban. So yeah, they could ban more. I was gonna say they could ban more support, and that's what they do with the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, very dangerous once he hits level 6, especially with his Vendetta. So he can hunt lone supports or even low solo heroes who are wandering aimlessly around the map. But the problem is during the early levels, he doesn't really bring a lot of potency to the lane, although he does have that stun. So that's Friends and Paolo's turn to pick. I think they can go with their core heroes now. Well, they already have one with the Darks here, and they pick the Bat Rider. So this is most likely a mid Bat Rider. I do think the Outworld Devourer will still have the advantage here, since he can always drain the intelligence of the Bat Rider, and the Bat Rider is a bit mana intensive. I mean, he does need mana for Firefly and his Flame Break, although with Sticky Napalm, that's always viable, since it doesn't cost that much. So now Red Mask Kirby's goes for their third pick, and they select their support hero, the Bane. I think it can set up actually the Alchemist stun, and what's great is that his Fiend's Grip goes through BKB. So no matter what the carry of Friends and Paolo's will be, you'll always have something to lock them down. And when you're facing off the Bat Rider, that counter initiation, either the Sleep or the Fiend's Grip, will be helpful, so that the heroes that the Bat Rider picks off with the Flame Lasso doesn't die immediately. So now Friends and Paolo's is digging into the reserve time. Yeah, I think they can pick their second support and perhaps save their hard carry for last. And right now what we're seeing is actually a lot of team fight ability. The Bat Rider can isolate heroes. The Darkseer is great when you have a lot of heroes because of his wall. And it's also very dangerous when it comes to the Roshan pit. Red Mask Kirby's on the other hand is very, I think, what we'd call focus on single targets. Alchemist is also always good, and he has that stun with Unstable Concoction. The Outworld Devourer, his skills tends to weaken single heroes, although his ultimate Scientist Eclipse does affect an area of effect. And the Bane's actually all about weakening or focusing on single heroes. Now Friends and Paolo's goes for their fourth pick, and we're saying they should go for a support, and that's what they do. And they pick the Warlock. Normally he's picked because of his ultimate, the Chaotic Offering, and we were talking about team fight, and yeah, Friends and Paolo's is going for this big team fight lineup. The Ice Path for Jakiro, for example, the Vacuum Wall on the Darkseer, the Chaotic Offering on the Warlock. So they have a lot of AoE in this case. And what's nice about it is it can also help with the, I guess, with the counter initiation. And of course, the Warlock's healing or damage is always good during the laning stages. So now it's Red Mask Killer Beast's turn. Maybe, yeah, they might want to pick their support and save their offlaner for last. So what kind of support might they go for? The Earthshaker's always good. It can match the range of the Jakiro. We've also seen Crystal Maiden, which would help with the mana. Although with the Outworld Devourer, I don't think you really need the mana. In some pro games, we've also seen the Pugna combo with the Outworld Devourer, so that you have this pushing lineup. And right now, Red Mask Kirby's doesn't really have that kind of push. So Red Mask Kirby's picks the Elder Titan. He's actually another flexible hero. You see him going on the off lane, or sometimes even in the mid lane, although in this case I think it's gonna win to be an off lane Elder Titan. But the other option is they might play him as a support, although I think to maximize his ability you really need him to get solo experience. And once he gets those experience, he has powerful right clicks, and with the right setup, in this case the Bane, he can do a lot of damage, and perhaps even also set it up for the Outroll Devourer. So Elder Titan is actually the big teamfight hero so far on Red Muscular Beast, aside from Outroll Devour, Sanity's Eclipse, and Friends and Palos is going for their 5th ban, so they might as well ban another support. Yes, and yes, and that's what they do. They ban the Crystal Maiden. So now it's Red Muscular Beast's turn. Yeah, there's still a lot of hard carries in the game, so they ban the Faceless Void. Who can Friends and Palace go for now? Oh, they go for something more old-fashioned in this in the Sven. Sven has a tremendous right-click ability and can decimate the team with Great Cleave and his ultimate God Strength. But the question is whether he'll be able to close in against his enemies. And when you have a Bane there, even the BKB won't necessarily protect the Sven from it won't promise him that he'll actually reach the opponents in time. Yeah, if the Bane can grip him from a distance, they can easily pick him off, especially with that Outroll Devourer range right clicks. Now Red Muscular Beast's turn. There's still a lot of options, but I think their supports right now, maybe they could go for a Leshrac. A Shadow Demon might be good, so they go for a Vengeful Spirit, and she's good for pushing. Her armor debuff is always good, and she has a reliable stun in the form of a magic missile. And of course, the swap can save heroes or set up an initiation. The question is whether they'll be coordinated enough to pull this off. And now we're back in the match proper, and let me introduce the teams. On the Radiant side, we have Fixel on the Elder Titan, Jay on the Alchemist, Anri on the Outroll Devourer, Meister Batter on the Bane, and number 7 on the Vengeful Spirit. Or as Vanny Roos informed us before, number 7 is actually Lu in reverse. And then on the Dire side, we have the Art of Joking on the Batrider, Hibachi on the Darkseer, Follow Boklek on the Sven, Duram on the Warlock, and Manika on this Jakiro. So it looks like this might be an offensive tri-lane actually coming from the Dire, and I think they're looking to scout the Radiant jungle. And then on the Radiant side, yes, this will be an off-lane Elder Titan. The OD will be taking mid, and you have this defensive tri-lane, the Alchemist, the Vengeful Spirit, and the Bane on their safe lane, and I think they have a lot of initiation. So now you have this Dire team Smoke, and I think looking for picks off, and they spot the Bane Elemental, but will their reactions be in time? The Warlock's already fighting him, and there's an Ice Path by the Jakiro, and some right clicks, and the Darkseer is chasing. Nice stun there by Sven, and they get the kill, and they're now making a go at this Vengeful Spirit, and the Darkseer just hugging, so that that Ion Shell is just hitting him, and nice Ice Path there to stun the Darkseer, and they get another kill. So that's 2 kills right now for the Dire, and the game hasn't the lanes we haven't started yet, but now the heroes should now be rotating to their corresponding lanes, and this OD already has some free farm time, and perhaps that's favor despite giving up those kills. You know, your offlaner, the Elder Titan, is getting some much needed XP. So actually we have weird shifting here on the lanes. I mean, bottom lane, the Darkseer actually isn't going to top, or is he just going to buy no, he doesn't have enough gold yet to buy Scroll of Town Portal. So now it's a carry on carry with the Sven versus the Alchemist. And this Batrider's already level 2, and that's all thanks to the XP they got early on. And now the supports from the Radiant are here and making a go at the Sven. So yeah, there's the sleep. I think they're looking to set up the stun from both the Alchemist and the Vengeful. So now here's the stun from the Alchemist. So they're making some right clicks, and there's okay, and the Sven stuns them, trying to break it off, but he eventually dies thanks to that magic missile, which nets the kill.
You don't even care.
So now this Darks here, I think is rotating to the top lane. So I'm not sure I'm not sure if they're abandoning the lane, but Darks here with the Jakiro and the Warlock, not necessarily the best combination. Yes, and the Sven is teleporting to top. So it's 4-on-1 here against the Elder Titan. Well, I think Radiant has recovered thanks to that crucial kill on the Sven. And if you look at the last hits and denies, right now, uh, the OD is actually ahead with 4 last hits and 1 deny, and the same can be said for that Alchemist. But the Batrider is also faring quite well with that 4 hits and 1 deny. And now we're actually seeing the OD harass him. And then nice looks like the Dire really was blocking their block the Radiant hard camp. So now on top this Elder Titan actually is already level 3, and is just harassing the Sven, which is very good since the Sven is now down to 1/3 this hit points, and the Darkseer rotated to bottom, and despite that early kills, he's just level 2, and I think that's due to that rotation of his or hugging. The tri-lane was a quad lane actually with him hanging in there. And then on mid, this Batrider is already out of mana, and that's thanks to all the Astral Imprisonment by the Outworld Devourer. So now Radiant is actually recovering quite well. And this Alchemist has already 2 points in Grievous Greed. So right now there's pings on top. And this yeah, and I think this Elder Titan is getting more XP and gold than he should be. And actually right now in the last hit and dice, he's actually the second in the lead with 10 last hits. So that's actually very bad right now for the Dire. Normally you can when you're facing a tri-lane, especially against something like Elder Titan, you can isolate him, but he's getting those much needed levels, and his he took Astral Spirit and the Natural Order. So his right clicks will be quite potent. And at bottom, yeah, this Alchemist is level 4 and is just a few minutes away from his Hand of Midas. Already has 1,100 gold in the bank. Starkser is just still at level 3, and I think he's looking to build a Soul Ring. But the Elder Titan is way ahead of him, who's now level 5, and the Batrider in mid lane snags double damage rune. And let's see if there's something he can make out of this. The Odiaki is now out level the Batrider. OD is now level 6, while the Batrider is still level 5. Okay, so right now after that aggressive start, very passive game from both sides now. Radiant supports are just pulling, and I think yeah, that's also what the Dire side is doing, and they have sentry wards here, and actually this sentry ward barely misses this Radiant sentry ward. So now on top of last hits right now is actually the Sven with 21 last hits. And this looks like there's a rotation here from the Batrider. I think they want to make a go at this Elder Titan, but he's too close to the tower, so they can't make a go at him. And with the Batrider, yeah, actually Batrider is now level 6, so he has that flaming lasso. But the question is how can he initiate and get close to the opponent? Well, this Darks here, it's still at level 4. So yeah, so right now still passive, and the Outworld Devourer is just content to harass. And the Batrider's making a counter harassment, but it's more or less even right now. And now the Bane snags an invisibility rune, and let's see if they want to ambush this Batrider. Yeah, actually there's an invisible Bane rotating to mid, and they spot him. And I think if they time it right, they can get this. They can kill this Batrider, especially with the Vengeful there, loaning his magic missile. And okay, so the Batrider doesn't suspect anything yet, and there's the sleep, and the OD moves into position. So now, yeah, the Batrider uses his Firefly and escapes by going to the Radiant top lane, but now he counter-initiates by lassoing the Bane, but I don't think he can really get the kill. Although, right now, yeah, I don't, and now he's chasing, and there's a stun there by the Vengeful Spirit, so that saves the Bane. And I think this Batrider has is overextending, so he just backs off, and so no deaths there. This Darkseer on the other has finally found some space, especially with that support rotation. But this Elder Titan's already at level 6. So actually he spent expended Split Earth earlier. And now they're making a go at this Darkseer. I think he's dead. Since the wrap around, thanks to that Vengeful Spirit, does he have a stun? So there goes the stun, followed by a sleep by the Bane element. But misplay there. The Bane actually clicks and breaks off his own stun. But they get the kill nonetheless, especially thanks to that Alchemist assist. So on top, yes. So things are favoring the Radiant right now, despite the early lead by the Dire. And looks like this OD is making a go at the Batrider, but he doesn't really dive the tower and just backs off. This Batrider on 100 is now forced to go back to the fountain, and this OD will snag the double damage rune. Also, key point right now, it's night, so both sides have limited vision, and there's a ward there planted by the Warlock, so giving a lot of vision, especially during this crucial nighttime. And the OD is actually making a rotation to top, and I think Dire should have seen this. Yes, I think, yeah, Dire should have seen that rotation. And yeah, and this OD is now making a go. I think yeah, he saw the Warlock and he drops his ulti, but the Sven survives, so they stun him and they might get a kill on this OD. So there's a lasso from the Batrider, nice rotation there, and with the Sven right clicks, and actually it's a Warlock who gets the kill. So nice teleport there, but by the Batrider, and makes up for that loss at mid. And then the bottom lane, Radiant is just content to push while the Darkseer does defends his tower. So now looking at net worth, we have this Alchemist who's really been more or less uncontested in his farm. So he has 4,100 gold right now, and while Sven only has 3,000. And following him is actually the Batrider with 2,300 gold, and then the OD with 2,000 gold. Now there's a creep stack here. I think this is a double creep stack, so the Vengeful Spirit just hangs back while the Alchemist farms it. And Alchemist actually right now has his Hand of Midas. Players lately have been favoring the Hand of Midas on the Alchemist. It enables him to get some early levels. Personally, I might prefer the Battle Fury, but it takes longer to build. And if you want to have an impact earlier in the mid game, yeah, you can get a Hand of Midas, especially if no one was contesting you in the lane. So now this OD has a double damage rune and just harasses the Batrider. I don't think he's gonna chase. And the question really right now for the Batrider is, does he have his Blink Dagger? And 10 minutes in, he's just probably just halfway there. So that benefits really right now the Radiant team. The longer they can delay that Blink Dagger, the better off they are. So now there's some rotation here by the Radiant supports. And actually right now, I'm impressed with the warding by both the Dire and the Radiant. They've warded the river. And there are even some precautionary observer wards here.
Dire's middle
So at mid, yeah, we have these two smoke supports, the Bane and the Vengeful. I think they want to make another go at the Batrider, but the Batrider, I think, senses it, so he just hangs back behind his tower and just lets the creep push. And actually, the Radiant supports are going for a wrap around, and I think, yeah, they can get this, but the OD is a bit too far back. So let's see if they make a go at this Batrider. The smoke is actually about to expire, and yeah, they just back off and rotate to top. And then at bottom, yeah, there's just this 3 dire heroes are at bottom. I think, yeah, they just pull the creeps and let the Darks here farm it. So now there's Pinks on top. They're looking to make a go to Sven. So that was sleep expended. And now let's see if this Elder Titan, he misses with his ulti, and the Batrider is looking to counter initiate by getting the lasso. And so now he's on the run. But they stun the Sven, so that buys the Elder Titan some time. But the Batrider rotates in and they get the kill. But now they might a counter kill on this Sven. He actually gets the kill on the Vengeful before dying himself. The OD expends his ulti, so there's a 3-4-2 trade there benefiting the Dire, and I think for the most part that's a win for them. I mean, the the Radiant side did after all have to rotate top, and they ultimately lost 2 of their cores there, the OD and the Elder Titan, all in exchange for a support. And you did kill the carry, but the carry got some kills before dying. So now there's the Batrider stacks a haste rune, which makes him very potent. And actually, he's just a few hundred gold from his Blink Dagger, thanks to the kill at top. So now this Alchemist is looking, I think, to build his Shadow Blade. And the Sven actually will join him on the bottom lane, so it's going to be a carry-on-carry fight. So the Batrider expends his haste rune, and the Flaming Lasso is about to go off cooldown, so I think they're looking to hunt this Alchemist. And will he find him? Yes, the Batrider spots the Alchemist, he uses his Firefly, and there goes the lasso. But his allies are a bit far off, so Alchemist manages to stun the Sven and buys him some time, but eventually dies to this combination of Warlock, Sven, and Batrider. And I think they can make a go at this bottom tower, as there are no heroes to defend it. And when you have a Sven in his ultimate form, he has some very powerful right clicks. But now both the OD and Bane are making a rotation. And there's even a teleport here by the Vengeful Spirit, and another hero. Will this be the Alchemist? No, it's the Elder Titan. And yeah, okay, so there's an Astral Imprisonment by the OD on the Jakiro, and they get the kill on the Jakiro. So, but the fight still goes on. They're making a go at this Batrider, and they get the kill. And now they're chasing the Sven. Let's see if they can catch him. So right now things are looking good for the Radiant there, and the Magic Missile hits the Sven. A right click by the OD, and another right click there gets the kill. So despite losing their Alchemist early on, that's a 3-for-0 trade right now. The Batrider, Jakiro, and the Sven dying, so lots of XP and gold headed for the Radiant. And while that was happening, the Alchemist has rotated to top, and I think they're just looking to push this and break it. While the OD and the Elder Titan is looking to contest this mid tower. But they should back off as the Darkseer is there, and the rotation. Okay, so there's a lasso on the Elder Titan, and then Ice Path to secure the kill. And now they're looking to chase this OD, but he just pops his invisibility rune. The Bane is there, and the Chaotic Offering stuns him, which buys the Batrider enough time. There's a defensive Astral Imprisonment, but the Dire nonetheless gets the kill on that Bane. So very good trade there. I mean, it's a 2-for-0 trade, and actually they catch this Vengeful Spirit who's out of position, and now Dire is looking to break this tower. So impressive flow of the game there. I mean, for a moment Radiant had the upper hand, but the Dire quickly gets the momentum back and looking to capitalize on the errors of the Radiant. There was a teleport here coming from the Radiant, but it's a good thing they stopped it because that's 5 heroes you're facing. And now looks like yeah, they're just letting this golem hit the tower, and they banish the darks here. But he uses a vacuum, and ulti there by the Elder Titan secures the kill, and they get another kill on the Batrider. So overextension there by the Dire when they should have backed off, and advantage is again swinging back to the Radiant side. So nice interplay there. It's still anyone's game with both sides really losing the upper hand but quickly gaining it. So now Radiant's looking to take down the tier 1 mid tower for some much needed gold, and they get it while this Ven is looking for a tower trade and hitting the tier 1 bottom tower. There's a teleport coming in, but I think it might be too late. No, actually they're able to deny it before this Ven can kill it, but he might get a kill on this OD. There's an Asa imprisonment earlier, but the time is stunned, so the Vengeful Sphere is finally here, stuns the Sven, but the Batrider rotates in and lassos the OD, but Alchemist might throw a stun. Yes, that's a 2 stun. Gets they do kill the OD, but they give up their Sven and Darks here in return. But this fight isn't over yet. They're chasing this Batrider in his Fiend's Grip, and the Alchemist lost his stun. So that's a 3-for-1 trade. Again, very good for the Radiant, and they even got to deny the bottom tower. So lots of swingy fights there, but in terms of XP right now, Red Mask Kirby's is leading with 5,000 XP. And in terms of the gold graph, they're ahead by slightly more than 3,000 gold. But despite that, I think it's really anyone's game. The question is which side will overextend, which side will make mistakes, and which side can take advantage of those errors. And I think that's what we've been seeing right now. We talk about forced and unforced errors. I think what's been happening for both sides actually are unforced errors, and the other team is able to capitalize on that, which is why we had these swing fights. But definitely the advantage is with the Radiant, as their lead carry, the Alchemist, is ahead in terms of the gold. And the question is, his third item pickup really is the Shadow Blade. So if you pick up the Shadow Blade, you need to use it offensively. Secure kills on wandering supports, make them feel unsafe. If you're just using it defensively, I don't think that's really maximizing the potential of this item. I mean, if you want to farm, you could have gone for a farming item, although yeah, I think Battle Fury and Hand of Midas on the Alchemist is overkill. So let's just see what his next item pickup will be. So now there's a pause from the OD. Let's see what's causing this pause. No reason stated yet. And again, good evening and thank you for watching the Jeto Cup. These are the group stages, and both teams right now are on 1 win and 3 losses for the score. And if you want more info on the Jeto Cup, you can go to facebook.com/JetoCup or visit their Tumblr page at friendlydota.tumblr.com. So now we've resumed the game, and I think the next clash might be on top, as this Radiant tier 1 tower is the only tier. Actually, both this tier 1 tower is still standing, and actually the Dire's tier 1 is also standing. So actually, if you want to contest Roshan, the Dire has that advantage, since they have the closest tier 1 tower next to Roshan, especially with both mid towers going down earlier. And now there's pings. Yeah, we have actually wards here by both the Radiant and the Dire. So now there's a clash here. They spot the Sven actually no actually the Sven doesn't get to kill anyone, and nice save there by the Vengeful. So Chaotic Offerings drop and they get a kill on the OD before he could kill the Sven. And the Alchemist joins in and actually there's a there's a Bat Rider, and the Warlock's Chaotic Offering does some more damage. They get a kill on the Bane and looking to kill this Vengeful Spirit. Actually, the Warlock lost his life there, and the Bat Rider secures the kill on the Elder Titan, but the Alchemist comes in and gets a kill on the Jakiro. So right now it's a 3-4-2 trade favoring the Dire, and they only lost their supports there while they netted some crucial kills on the course. Both the Elder Titan and the OD did go down there, and the Dire creeps are damaging this tier 2 tower. So nice initiation there by the Dire, and that's what they really need to do to get back into this game. Although, as I said before, it's really not that far off. It's still a close game, and you see one side gaining advantage only for the opposing side to win that advantage back, thanks to those amazing clashes. And actually, right now, these team fights should be something that the Radiant should be winning, since they have the larger team fight potential. But Dire has the single target damage, and you have this Sven who's snagging invisibility runes stalking this OD. And the OD should actually know that the Sven is there, since Sven has been body blocking the OD. And there's pings, and yeah, his allies have come in. The Jakiro isolates the Bane, while this Warlock and Sven is looking to make a go at this OD, but they back off, and the Bat Rider instead goes for the easier target, the Bane Elemental. So they find a pick off there, and all 5 heroes of the Dire right now are in mid. I don't know if they'll transition into a mid push. Yeah, I think they're going for a mid push, while the Sven actually just goes back to top to split push. So you have the 4 heroes here, and the Alchemist drops his Acid Spray to stall the fight, and so does the Elder Titan. So yeah, Dire now just backs off and lets Sven push the top lane, and it'll be some time before the Radiant heroes come back. Yeah, but yeah, the Sven just backs off just in case. So Darkseer's at bottom, farming and pushing the lane, and he already has his Mechanism. Okay, so there's a team fight here at top. They get a kill on the Sven, but the other heroes are still here. So there's a sleep and a Chaotic Offering on the side of Radiant, hitting the Dire, and there's an Astral Imprisonment, and there's a Magic Missile and a swap. So lots of team fights there, and right clicks by the OD. And so they get a kill on the Bat Rider, and then actually that's it. And then they kill the rest of the heroes, the Jakiro and the Warlock. So that's a 4-for-0. And the only thing going favor is this creep wave push by the Darkseer, but he quickly backs off. So again, Dire had the brief upper hand there, but another clash, and that was actually a big team fight for the Radiant. I mean, it's a 4-for-0 trade. And we're talking about their team fight ability, and so you just saw that in action. And nice coordination there, especially with the Vengeful Spirit stun swap and the Elder Titan ultimate. And now they're picking this Darkseer. I don't know if they want to make a go at him. And now on the Dire side, you actually have the... Oh, actually, I think, yeah, 2 heroes right now on the Dire side have Mechanism, so I think that's a misplay or bad coordination. I mean, you have both the OD and the Darkseer having a Mechanism, and unfortunately you can't stack them. But by the time it goes off cooldown, the mech is actually ready to be used again. And then aside the Radiant, let's see if any of the supports have their... Oh, sorry. It's the OD is in the Radiant side, so he's the mech carrier for their team. Okay, so yeah, the Darkseer has the mech on the Dire, and the OD on the side of Radiant's the mech. So sorry, my mistake there. So he's the mech carrier, and I guess that frees up the supports to
buy wards or their other crucial items. And actually, this Sven is now looking to farm up a BKB. I think that's a great help since a lot of the damage right now from the Radiant is coming really from magical damage, and Radiant just looking to push this tier 1 bottom tower. And this Alchemist is stalking these heroes, but yeah, there's 3 heroes there. I don't think he can really dive too deep. Okay. So we have actually a lot of heroes here gathered at bottom looking for that crucial looking for a team fight, but Radiant just wants to back off. And the Batrider is now looking for a target, and there's a blink and a lasso, and he finds the OD, but there's a nice swap there by the Vengeful Spirit, and I think he might lose his life. Chaotic Offerings drop and gets the kills on 2 supports, but this OD is looking to make a kill on the Warlock. I don't think he can get it, as the others are hunting him. So he astral presents himself to buy time, but I think that's a dead OD. Yes, and that's a dead OD. So I think he should have just back off when the 2 supports died. But now it's a 3-for-0 kill in favor of the Dire. So huge swingy fights there, and the Sven ready now has his BKB. When we're talking about the BKB, it's very effective. The Vengeful Spirit can't really do anything on you. The OD's right clicks and ulti won't do much damage, especially when you have that BKB. The only one you really should be fearing is the Bane Elemental with his Fiend's Grip, and perhaps the Alchemist with his right clicks. And Dire's just looking to push this tier 2 tower. But they back off. Yeah, they back off, and this Alchemist will stun himself. Alchemist already has the Assault Cuirass, so that's a nice item for him, and I think he's looking to pick up the well, he has a Mithril Hammer. Not sure if he's going for a BKB or a Basher. Most likely a Basher, although I do think a BKB won't hurt. It'll increase his defenses. And again, much like the Dire's advantages against the Radiant, if he does get a BKB, it's only really the Sven that he should be feeding. The Darkseer wall won't do much against him. He won't really get damaged by the Warlock. And the same case for the Batrider. It's just the Sven's right clicks that will cause some trouble. So actually, congrats to both teams for successfully defending their last tier 1 towers. And looks like there's a... Yeah, this Elder Titan just rotates to defend this tier 1 top tower. Oh, still very much anyone's game despite the lead there by the Radiant. You can see that dip in golden XP. And yes, this okay, so good job there by the Radiant. They finally get this tier 1 bottom tower, and let's see if they continue to push. And I think they can take advantage of that since a lot of Dire heroes are still on top, but since you don't see them, I guess it's a safe play to make that, to just back off. Yeah, and now there's a swap by the Vengeful Spirit, hoping to get the Darkseer, but I think he might escape. The mech is pop, and the Sven enters. He pops his BKB and goes for the tri-clicks, but there's a Fiend's Grip and a Warlock Chaotic Offering, so it stuns both teams. And this Alchemist, okay, so they managed to kill the OD, but actually right now it's a 2-for-2. Radiant loses the OD and the Bane, while the Dire loses their Sven and the Darkseer. So I think for the most part, Radiant came out on top there. They lost a support and their mid hero, but Dire lost both their offlaner and their carry. But Dire still continuing that push. They do manage to get that tier 1 tower, but this Alchemist is going for the Warlock. But the Vengeful Spirit dies in exchange. So now they're making a go at this Alchemist. The Batrider actually escapes, and it's just this Golem that's causing some trouble. Although this Alchemist is still looking to chase, he's invisible, but he can't really reach the Batrider since he's in that spot by the secret shop. And his Firefly is about to expire, but he manages to blink out of there, and he still has the Force Staff. So still pretty even fight, although yeah, I think Radiant slightly came ahead there, but Dire did manage to take that tier 1 tower. So both teams, actually, this is pretty much even. They're even in the kills. And 22 kills in 30 minutes. Well, that's 44 total kills, so it's a lot of team fights. That's even. And in terms of towers, they're also pretty much even. Perhaps the only big discrepancy here is actually the net worth. The Alchemist has 18,000 gold, so that's twice as much as the Sven. And let's see what his next items will be. He did get a BKB, so that will help actually in those team fights. And there's a lasso at mid. Actually, yeah, the Batrider actually just lassos an illusion of the OD. So wasted ulti there, and slight advantage going for the Trajan. They should know that this lasso will be on cooldown for the next 50 seconds or so. So if they want to take a big team fight, they can do so. And they smoke, and I think, yeah, they're looking for that crucial pick off. Or they might even go for Roshan, I think. No, instead, actually, both teams will meet here in the Dire Secret Shop. And their smoke is pop, and this Vengeful Spirit just finds the Sven, but the Sven, nice ice path there, and vacuum wall combo, but Radiant really quickly decimated thanks to that powerful team fight. First, it was the ice path, which disabled several of their heroes, 3 or 4, and then the vacuum wall combo into a chaotic. Was the chaotic offering spent? I don't think so. It was just the vacuum wall combo. So that easily led to that team wipe, and now Dire's going for Roshan. And it's actually taking them some time, but they'll get it nonetheless, since there's not really much that Raiden can do to contest it, them being dead after all. And even if they do notice it, they don't have tier 1 towers to teleport to. So now Dire's still making at it at this Roshan, and he'll eventually die. And the Warlock actually picks up that Aghanim's Scepter, so we'll see double golems from his chaotic offering.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
So if we look at the XP chart, that's the first time that the XP has swung in the favor of the Dire. But in terms of gold, yeah, there's also a steep dive, and I think, yeah, the problem here right now is the gold distribution on the side of Radiant. Most of it actually is from the Alchemist. If you look at the next top 3 farmers, it's really coming from Dire's cores. So it's really up to this Alchemist carry to make the most out of his items. While Dire has a more even distribution, and I think if longer this game goes on, the more it'll benefit the Dire side. The thing is, the Batrider will always be relevant throughout the entire game, but while there's, I think, a drop off here with the Elder Titan skills, I think the Outworld Devourers will remain powerful, but the BKB will make the heroes immune to his Arcane Orb and his Sanity's Eclipse. And if we're talking about carries, a 6-slotted Sven should theoretically beat a 6-slotted Alchemist. And the Alchemist actually is nearly maxed out. He denies a tower, he grabs a Basher. So right now he actually has one more slot for one more item. If he sells his Hand of Midas, that could be his last item. I think, yeah, he could go for Heart to increase his tankiness, or even I don't know, a Monkey King Bar or a Daedalus to help with the damage. Well, this Sven is getting his core items up. He already has his Massive Madness, he has his Blacking Bar, and it's far off enough for Crystallis. He still has a few ways to go before he becomes 6-slotted, but he's definitely a threat right now. And I think, yeah, if Dire just slows down the game and it enables this Sven to farm for like 20 more minutes, he'll easily outcarry the Alchemist. So now there's a smoke coming here from the Dire. And yeah, and they have a lot of focus initiation. I think they'll catch this Vengeful Spirit. Actually, the Vengeful Spirit catches them because it popped the smoke, and Dust is expended, and they isolate this Elder Titan, but the OD dropped his ulti, killing the Sven immediately and popping his Aegis, but Radiant loses their two supports in return, and now they're looking to chase, and Dire have transitioned into this tier 2 tower push. But with the creeps behind, they have to back off a bit right now. And actually, this Dark here should be microwing his illusions. Okay, so there's a pause. There's a pause from the Dire, and let's see, we'll wait for both teams to resume the game. Okay, so there's a disconnection. You don't see it yet on our screens. Oh, sorry, it's they haven't been disconnected, but just experiencing some lag. So there's some lag spikes. And let's check the ping. So far, my ping's fine, but that's clearly not the case for the players. And again, if you're watching this, this is the Jeto Cup group stages. We have the two teams, Red Mask Bees fighting Friends and Paulos. And we're now resuming the game, and Dire is now looking to push this tier 2 tower. So previously, some nice initiation there by the Dire. They did lose their Aegis, but they got deaths on two of the supports. And these golems should actually just be hitting this tier 3 tower and do some damage. And the OD with his Arcane Orb does extra damage against summon creatures, so those golems will quickly die. While the Dire's creeps are damaging this tier 2 top tower. And Sven just farms the Radiant Ancients, but that might be a bad idea. It buys the Alchemist some time to catch him, and those right clicks combined with the extra damage the Sven's receiving thanks to his Massive Madness, they net them a kill. So perhaps an overextension there by the Dire. Their carry got killed, and yeah, it was a sloppy death in the sense it didn't really achieve much. And I think Radiant's now looking to push and break this tier 2 mid tower, although it's still fresh right now. So the acid sprays drop, and they're having some right clicks, and yes, we're talking about how swingy this game has been, and we're seeing that right now. Dire takes a tier 2 tower, and now Radiant takes one of their own. So now they're making a go at this tier 3 tower, and they might want to back off. Oh no. Okay, so this Alchemist pops his ultimate, and there's a nice vacuum wall and a lasso. And I was gonna say that Radiant might have been overextending, and that might be the case. They lose the Bane immediately. And there's a ulti drop by the Elder Titan. It gets a kill on the support of Jakiro, and actually, more importantly, it gets a kill on the Darkseer and forces a buyback. But the Vengeful Spirit lost, but still, I think, still net win there. I mean, you did kill the Darkseer in exchange for a support, and you force the buyback. But looks like they might make a go at this Elder Titan, so he manages to sleep them and escape. This Darkseer is now chasing this Elder Titan. And even the slow from the Warlock is dropped, but this Elder Titan is still tanky. There's a vacuum, so this chase actually has been going on for quite some time, and this is actually time Dire could have been farming, and I'm not even sure if they can get this kill. So now nice juking there, but the Elder Titan eventually gets spotted off. So another sleep buys him more time again. I think he was trying to escape, but not in that position. So the Sven eventually gets the kill there, but that was a lot of time, wasted. Well, it was a chase. So now this Alchemist just goes back to farming, and right now, yeah, I think it's still pretty much even. And you know, when one side gets an advantage, they tend to overextend, which the other team is happy to capitalize on. So right now, Dire's heroes are going for mid, but their Sven is a bit too far away in farming his ancient stacks. So I'm not sure if they can really, let's say, this is the push. So now the Alchemist manages to pick off the Batrider. The Warlock's ultimate is drop off, but thanks to that BKB, this Alchemist manages to get some kills. So actually, So now right now it's a 3-4-2 trade. The Alchemist uses life.
Tower is being attacked.
Sorry, it's a 2-4-2 trade. The Alchemist uses life for 2 supports. Nice ultimate drop there by the OD and the Darkseer wall. And now there's an Ice Path drop on this but forced the back off. So I think that was a net win for the most part for the Dire. And their carry Sven wasn't even there. And they get a kill on the carry Alchemist just for just losing their 2 supports. And now they're making go to Elder Titan. And there's a stun by the Sven. And those golems are making their right click. But I think right now they should just focus on this tier 3 tower and focus on their objective. So there's an Astral Imprisonment. And a Gulp is puffed. But Dire is still making a go at these tier 3 towers. And that's the right idea. So they get the tier 3 tower and they should focus on these racks.
Radiant's middle tower
I mean, the Alchemist still hasn't arrived there, and they still have half a minute, so there's still enough time to capitalize, and they stall the Sven with that stomp by the Elder Titan, and there's an overextension, and they get a kill on this Sven. So they pop the mech, and the Vengeful Spirit is chasing. They easily get the skill on this Jakiro. So again, both sides overextending. In this case, it was the Dire, but they do get the tier 3 tower in exchange. So now let's see if Radiant can get a tier 3 in exchange as well, as they're pushing mid, and they have 45 minutes. I think that's more than enough time. 45 minutes before the Sven respawns. Sorry, 45 seconds. And I think that's more than enough time for Radiant to do some significant damage, especially since this tier 3 tower is already low on life. So yes, actually yeah, these have 5 seconds before the creeps will spawn. They can do some right click damage. So 1, 2, swap there by the Vengeful, and Elder Titan just days the creep. So yes, they get the tier 3 mid tower, and this Alchemist is hitting the racks. So there's the vacuum wall combo, and BKBs are popped. And we have this huge team fight. Nice ulti there by the Elder Titan, and kills 3 heroes immediately, and they break racks. But I think they should back off now. They did force the buyback, and Sven is already there. So nice defensive Astral Imprisonment there, and now they're chasing this OD. I think they might get the kill. Yeah, the Sven gets the kill, but now Radiant just backs off. So for the most part, that's actually nice play there by the Radiant. They did get some crucial kills on in front of the barracks, and Dire managed to pick off the Vengeful, but I think it's still going well for the Radiant. Now I think Dire's looking to push and break that mid racks, but with Alchemist there and the Elder Titan still surviving, I think they can't really
Dire's top tower
push.
is being attacked.
And actually, the Elder Titan was just pushing top, as this tier 2 top tower is already quite low. So right now, I think the advantage has swung back in favor of the Radiant. And this Alchemist, this Elder Titan just has defensive items, while this Alchemist finally has gotten that Abyssal Blade. So again, I think he can sell his Hand of Midas and get his next item. And I think a heart would increase his tankability. Although something like a Monkey King Bar or Daedalus wouldn't hurt either. It'll help increase his right click damage. This Ven, on the other hand, well, he's had the same items for the longest time, but he's also been dying, so he hasn't really progressed with the Crystallis. Although he can afford the Demon Edge now. So right now, Dire's gathered at the secret shop, and they've smoked, and I think they'll pick off this Alchemist. So a wall is drop off, a chaotic offerings drop off, all the while the was prison. So they get kill on that Alchemist and the OD and the Bane. So nice initiation there. Yeah, I mean Radiant really was caught off guard. They didn't have high ground vision, while the Dire did. So now they're transitioning into the Roshan, and with the Sven's ulti, they can easily get this kill, and there's not much that the Radiant can do.
And it forced a buyback from the Alchemist, so that's a net victory. You get 3 kills, force a buyback, so that's money that's not going to the Alchemist next item. I think they were afraid that Dire might transition to push, but instead they just back off and kill Roshan, so good play there by the Dire. And now Dire is just content to back off and let these golems farm. So still a pretty even game there, yeah. And if we look at the XP chart, it's just 2,500 XP lead in favor of the Dire. And at this point in time, it's 45 minutes in. 2,500 isn't that much. In terms of gold, yeah, it's like 1,000 gold or 1,250. Again, that's not much at this stage in the game. And it's actually been a very exciting game in the sense that there's been lots of fights. I mean, 32 kills on the Radiant, 39 kills on the Dire in just 46 minutes. I mean, there have been games where there have been less kills. So exciting match so far, and both sides really quickly giving away whatever advantage they have. Perhaps what favors right now the Radiant is their mid racks is still up. I mean, at this point, it's not that big of an advantage, but it's still an advantage to consider. And there's another smoke here with the Dire. I think they're looking for another huge team fight, which they can use to transition into a push. But Radiant is just content to farm, so all of them are gathered here actually, not staying far from each other in case a fight breaks out. And actually, Dire spots this lone Vengeful Spirit, so that's a problem when you're alone, and they easily get that kill, and that's a killing spree right now on the Sven. So we got Sven. Yes, he finally gets his Daedalus, so that will help much in team fights. And yeah, the Batrider has gem, so it'll help with that invisible alchemist. And I think this Jakiro is looking to. Oh no, he already has that Pie of Insight. So despite that slight advantage for the Radiant, I mean they still have their racks up. Dire really is knowing how to capitalize. But despite that kill, it's just a kill on support. No, ideally, when you smoke, you want to get a kill on one of the cores. Maybe this Elder Titan, maybe that Alchemist, or even that OT. When you smoke and gank support, you're not getting that much gold, and that's actually time that you're not farming. But a kill is a kill. And now Dire's looking to push mid. I'm not sure if they can really take these racks, and they still have 3 minutes in before their ages expire. So I think they should just play calmly. If they can pick off one of the cores, I mean, I think that's when they can go for this mid racks. But looks like they're finally diving with Sven leading the charge, and with his. So they pulp a Gilf and actually swap the Sven, and the Sven easily dies. But there's a lasso on the Alchemist, but he escapes, and the Sven finally pops his BKB ulti and making a go at this Vengeful Spirit. I think that's a bad idea. A nice defensive disruption there. I think they should just focus on their objectives, in this case the tower. And now he gets Fiend's Grip, and the Sven loses his life. The OD pops off the ulti. Doesn't kill anyone though. And now there's an Astral Imprisonment on one more of Dire's heroes. It's the Warlock, and this is a dead Warlock. So I think okay, and they also get a kill on the Darks here. So overextension really there by the Dire. I think the Sven shouldn't have dived in too deep, especially far away from his allies. He could have just continued hitting this mini barracks, then backed off. But yeah, we were saying about how these two teams have been overextending, and that's what happened here. Still, the Dire gets the barracks, the melee barracks, but they lose 3 heroes in turn. And what happens now is that Radiant now transitioning into a push. And when 2 of your cores are dead, yeah, and they really need that Darks here for a team fight, the Jakiro and the Batrider can't really defend too much. So now it forces some buybacks from the from the Dire, and they quickly lasso the Alchemist. Uh, but there's a nice swap there by the Vengeful. He sacrifices himself to save the Alchemist, who I think is astral imprisoned here, yeah, and he pops the BKB and uses Shadow Blade to escape. So I think Radiant should have back off once they saw the buybacks. And nice delaying tactics there by the Elder Titan. I mean, when you force the enemy to buy back, that's already a win. And you should always be wary of the threat of that Batrider lasso, as we've seen what happened with the Alchemist. And if it wasn't really for the Vengeful Spirit, he would have died. And now Dire makes a go at this OD who doesn't escape out in time. So Radiant loses 2 heroes. I mean, it did force 2 buybacks, but you also lost 2 heroes on your end. So again, both these teams still need some more refinement in their play. They should learn to be patient and not to overextend. Know when to back off. I think that's the key here. Both teams don't know when to back off. So now OD buys back, and I think that's a signal for the Dire to just back off. I don't think they can really take on this 5-on-5 fight, and that's what they do. So yes, Dire now learning from their mistakes, and they're just content to go back and farm this ancient camp. So now let's see what teams are planning to do. Roshan still won't be up till that's what 4 minutes, and then looks like Dire's looking to push mid, and they need a pick off, and the Batrider gets the Alchemist, and there's a vacuum wall and Chaotic Offering is dropped, but they do kill the OD, and this when the Alchemist is saved, but temporarily the Vengeful swaps him, but Alchemist nonetheless dies, and they should just make a go at this range racks and not dive too deep. This Batrider should really just back off and learn from the errors of the Sven, and they back off and just makes a go at this tier 3 bottom tower. So just right click it, especially with your golems attack, and now they're making a go at this bottom melee racks, and Elder Titan tries to stall but doesn't really achieve much. So yeah, we just focus on your objectives. Yeah, so you break the melee racks. Yeah, I think they can still go for this range racks, and they get it. I'm not sure. Okay, so the Batrider manages to pick off the Elder Titan, but there's a swap there by the Vengeful. He'll lose his life, and the Chaotic Offering is dropped. So, and the Bane also dies. So now I think, yeah, either you can go for the safe decision and hit this tier 3 top tower, and that's what the Sven is doing. So again, nice plays now coming here from the Dire. The Bane buys back, but I don't think there's really much that he can do. This Sven now backs off. Elder Titan uses ulti, but Sven manages to survive. And now they're hitting this melee top racks, which is the right decision, or they can just back off now, especially with all that's buyback. I think most of the Radiant team is finally here, so they should back off. This Jakiro, they should just they pick up Jakiro, and looks like this Batrider is the next to fall. You know, he still survives. Yeah, the Batrider still survives, and this Warlock is being chased. And I think, yeah, this Warlock might die. Nice sleep there by the Elder Titan, or rather Echo Stomp. And now they're continuing the chase. So I think you might die, but the longer you prolong the enemy, the better. So overall, I think that was a nice play by the Dire. Unlike their mistake earlier, they focus on their objectives, take the racks, take the towers, take the bottom racks, and when came to top, yeah, take the top tower, and they even took down the range racks. It's actually just this melee racks that survived. So once they take this down, it's a mega creeps for favoring the Dire, and it will be a significantly uphill battle for the Radiant. And the problem is your Alchemist is more or less capped. I mean, he can sell his Hand of Midas and finally get his last item. And now Radiant's looking to push top, but I think this is a desperate attempt. Sure, you don't have the Warlock, but the Jakiro will be respawning soon, and he's not really a core. You still have the vacuum wall combo from the Darkseer, so that will be a potent defense. the Batrider. Does he have his lasso? Yes, he has his lasso. So yes, okay. So Radiant realizes this, but the Bat spots the Alchemist and he tries to Shadow Blade, but the Batrider I think has the gem, so he pops off his BKB. But I think this is dead. No, he pops off the stun. So that buys him some time, but he's still getting slowed by the Batrider who has a blink. So there's a Sven stun. The Elder Titan's finally there, but Sven pops off his own BKB and gets the kill on that Alchemist. And now I think they're looking to change this Elder Titan, but this Sven is just pops off his Shadow Blade, and then I think he's just going for this melee top melee racks, or he might even go at this Bane Elemental. So now he's facing the Bane Elemental Fiends kill him, but there's no follow-up damage. Sure, the bench will finally there, but the Elder Titan finally comes in, and the Sven just Shadow Blades out of there, and it forces a buyback from the Alchemist. So good play so far. I think they should back up. There's a vacuum there for the Darkseer, but they don't enter the wall, and now they get to pick off actually the Darkseer. I think, yeah, misplay there by Darkseer, who should have back off, but at least they saved the Sven, who's now heading back to the fountain to heal. And Radiant's looking to push. I think, yeah, they have a better chance now since the Darkseer is dead, and he's the one who contributes so much to team fight. But this is still a respectable 4-hero lineup for the Dire, especially if Radiant tries to break high ground. So definitely, I think right now the game favors the Dire. They're learning not to overextend, especially during those last two team fights. And it's really getting hard now for the Radiant, especially with 2 of the 3 lanes are getting pushed. And now there's a ping from the Dire. I think they're making go to Roshan. It's the nice safe play, secure the Aegis, and then you can transition into the final push of the game. Although, yeah, it's still half a minute left before this Darkseer spawns, but I think they can take it, and they should be aware since the creeps are pushing the lanes. So now this Batrider stands guard, and this Courier, okay, just gives an item to the Jakiro, who actually buys the Veil of Discord, and he also has a Necronomicon, just level 1, but it will help with the push. I'm not sure if Necronomicon is such a good pick here, because there's the Alchemist, and the problem why we don't see Necronomicon in place, it's easily counterable, in this case by the hand of Midas. It actually doesn't trigger the damage it deals by killing the Necro units, and the other counter is actually the Helm of Dominator. So with just a significantly less gold, I can easily kill your I actually dominate the creep that you invested a lot of money in. So that's an Aegis and a cheese on the Dire, although no one yet's picking up the cheese, so finally picked up by the Warlock. Not sure if maybe that's the best hero, but I don't think the other heroes have slots. And they've expanded the smoke and looking for their final push of the game. So right now, Radiant is unaware of this smoke. And Dire still has some time, but the smoke's about to expire. No, it's actually expired now. And you have an invisible Sven, but no one really there. They might pick off this Vengeful Spirit or this Alchemist. They're spotted, but both sides are a bit timid. Okay, this Venge will just about to backdoor this melee racks, and he's caught by the Elder Titan. Fiend Scream is easily quickly stopped, but nice ulti there by the OD. Pops off the Aegis from the Sven, but heroes are dying now. The Bane's the first to fall, and then there's a swap and Ice Path, and actually, yeah, both heroes actually a lot of fight here, but both are still surviving despite that Bane. But now there's an Ice Path, then Elder Titan chasing the Warlock. Okay, so the Sven and Jakiro's dead, so nice defense there by the Radiant. And this Elder Titan's looking to go for his next kill on the Warlock. Yeah, gets the kill on the Warlock. And this OD gets the kill on the Darkseer. So actually, it's a 2-for-4 trade there. The Radiant loses the Elder Titan and the Bane, but they kill off 4 of the heroes on the Dire. So I think yeah, I don't. Oh, and there's another kill yet on the OD from the Warlock. I think that was either the curse or the golems killing them, and for the buyback from the OD. So I think for the most part, the Svenly shouldn't have strayed too far. Should have stuck with the team. Shouldn't have gone for that backdoor shenanigans. I mean, if he joined the team, I think he would have fared much better. He wouldn't have taken as much damage and pop the Aegis unnecessarily. I mean, here they had a chance actually to go on the Vengeful Spirit and the Alchemist, but they didn't make a go at them. Instead, he just continued on here, and that gave the opportunity for the Bane and the Vengeful to do some damage. So the Radiant team now actually goes for GG. I'm not sure if this is final legit DD. Okay, they it's a legit GG, realizing that the creeps are too much. So congrats to Friends and Paulos, and now we're at ending at an hour and barely a minute. So thank you for watching, and this is Charles, your caster for tonight, and this is the Jeto Cup group stages.